know you was gonna sound like that, or I knew you said you rap, but I didn't know you rap like you know what I mean? Like it's just always that same. It's so unexpected, you know, like the same factor in every scenario.
Exactly. All right. Well, it seems like you have. There's a caller, another person from Ohio. Is there any questions you'd like to ask Protashea?
When's that album dropping again?
My album is dropping September 12th. That's the release date for right now.
Okay. Can't wait to hear it.
Thank you very much.
Nah, this is Marshall. What's up?
Oh, what's up, Marshall?
How you doing? Nice interview you got going on here. Thanks for having us on the show.
What'd you say?
That's a nice little interview you got going on here. Thank you for having us on the show, Loco.
Not a problem. You know, that's what it's about, you know, especially interaction. Anybody else would like to ask her, you know, a question? The number's 1-855-403-9071. All right, so you said you have an album dropping pretty soon. Can you describe what it's about, or can you get in any bit of details? I know some things may be secretive.
No, I don't mind to talk about it. It's really, you know, I feel like this project that I have, it's really me. You know, it's not, you know, trying to show the, you know, the different sides of what I can do anymore. This is about my story, my life, my journey, like everything that I've been through. I feel like I have a story to tell. So that's mainly what this project is about.
All right, so I take it you've you've had a rough life, or I mean, so this album's basically going to be about your life then.
Right, growing up, you know, different. You know, it's a lot. There's a lot that, you know, different group homes, different foster homes. You know, people don't realize that, you know, there's things in people's lives, you know, that everybody doesn't really know about. So when I started doing music, I found a way to more or less express myself.
And do people, you know, knock on you, or be mad at you, like that song, you know, stated, you know, for being, you know, such a, you know, being 18 years old and having, you know, raising a daughter right now and trying to tackle music at the same time?
Yeah, of course, there's controversy, you know, but I just kind of let them do whatever, you know, do whatever. I'm over here. I focus. Like,
we kind of invited it.
So what kind of, out of all the songs you've done, which one touches you the most and why?
Out of all the songs that I've done, definitely my Phoenix song. That song represented at the time really what I was going through and what I was dealing with. And, you know, like, if you listen to the song, it'll tell you, like, you know, 2012, that was a really rough year for me. You know, like the woman talks about the woman who raised me, you know, she passed away that year. Talks about, you know, relationships, and then talks about, you know, my daughter and raising her. You know, talks about music career, what was going on at the time. There was a lot, you know, it was a lot going on for me at that year. And, you know, when I dropped that song, you know, it was almost like a release, you know, if that makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're going through a lot, you're tackling a lot, and, you know, you really should be proud of yourself. So what kind of feedback are you getting so far?
I have a lot of great feedback. You know, my fans, they're great. They're amazing. They're everything. Like, they support me. It seems, you know, doesn't matter what kind of music I release. If I release hip hop, you know, if I put hip hop and pop in the same song, they still love it. If I sing, you know, a little bit of R&B and mix it with a little bit of pop and then throw a little bit of rap in there, like, they love it. Like, it's great.
And, what is your favorite style out of all all the styles that you do, and why is it your favorite? Do you like the singing aspect or the rhyming, or?
Um, you know, I'm getting to learn more of the poppy side now, and I'm really starting to explore with it, and it's something new for me. So, I really do enjoy the pop, but I really enjoy doing the pop with the rap because it kind of gives me a chance to show really that I can do both. With pop and with the pop music, being able to sing and express myself through melody, and then being able to come through with with that rap inside of me and show them that, this is still me. I'm still here, but I'm different. I can do this too, like I'm a little bit of diversity.
All right, and a lot of artists are going the indie route rather than the major labels due to more creativity. If you had a shot to do anything in the future in 5 years, could you see yourself jumping up on a major label trying to get that big deal, or are you fine with an indie deal, or what would be your cup of tea?
It would depend on the perks and, what was really included with it. I'm fine, now being it, as I am. It's, kind of whatever is, I'm not really sure. Like, that's a good question. I enjoy being the indie label, being the indie artist, but, I don't know. That's a good question. You got me kind of stumped.
All right, and if you could tour anywhere right now, where would you want to tour?
Definitely across seas. Definitely.
And why would that be?
I've never been. It's just I want to see what it's like. I want to be across country.
I totally understand that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play your song Phoenix, and I'm gonna give you a bit of a breather because I'm sure you're not too accustomed to somebody keep on throwing questions at you left and right. I do apologize.
Okay.
All right, and we'll be right back with Protashea. This is Two Local Radio. This is Phoenix. Who is your favorite artist to work with so far, and why?
Favorite artist to work with. My favorite artist to work with is a personal friend of mine. His name is TJ. He's a singer. He's so amazing at what he does, and it's almost like when we write a record together, it's almost it's like, I don't know. It's like I'm able to expand and, become an artist that, that, I don't know. Like, it would definitely be my friend TJ. We just have that kind of vibe together that we're able to just, bounce off each other's vibes and, rock with each other and really, come together and make a great project together.
Okay. And if you could work with any artist, alive or dead, who would you want to work with? Famous artist.
Drake. He's very influential in my music and what kind of music that I do. I love his sound. I love his style.
He does have a great sound.
You know what I like about Drake and everything is the fact of, he's like, okay, yeah, you're saying that I'm great now, but no, screw you. You're lying.
Right.
So, who do you who musically do you get your influences from, as far as who do you listen to a lot? Because a lot of times, female, artists, listen to a certain female out there and, try to be like them. So, out of all the female artists that are out there, who do you like the most?
I listen I listen to all kind of music. I listen to I listen to hip hop. I listen to soft rock. I listen to country. I listen, there's a wide range of music that I really enjoy listening to. And there's not really one particular artist that I try to be like. I just, like I said earlier, like I listen to a beat and it speaks to me. It tells, like if I feel a melody, I feel a certain type of way. It makes me feel like it's spiritual to me almost. And that's what I feed off of and go off of. It's my music influences, my versatile side, like when I write my different tracks, I like to go for different sounds. So if I hear a beat, I'll mimic like an Avril Lavigne sound or a Pink sound, or if it's hip hop and or R&B or whatever, I'll tag team, like a Destiny's Child sound, or like a T.I. or Drake or whoever.
What I like about your music is you actually follow the 311, and I don't even know if you know who they are, but they have a song called Come Original, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're not trying to copy anybody else's style. You're coming up with your own and, basing it off of, other people you listen to, but putting your own flair to it.
Right. Yeah.
And believe it or not, that is a lot harder, for the average person. They're like, okay, yeah, it's easy to come, with your own style, but really it's not. Why don't you tell people how difficult it is to, come up with your own style and, have your own thing going when it's so easy to mimic somebody else?
I don't really feel like it's difficult for me to get on a song. It's pretty much music to me is how I feel, is how I express myself, it's how I get my points across. It's how, like, it's me. Like I don't have to worry about trying to be or trying to do what anybody else says. Like, but as far as, having to do certain type of music to, please different crowds, that's difficult. Because now, that's reaching outside of your comfort zone sometimes, and you have to bend, in a way that you might not or have not been able to, bend a certain way, if that makes sense to you guys.
It makes a lot of sense. What I really find amazing and astounding is the fact that you are raising a daughter and doing this at the same time. And, for somebody else, that is a mother, or a, single dad out there or whatever that's, at a young age, if they were to want to get into the music, industry or, just be a performer, what advice would you give them on how to, stay focused and be able to handle two tasks at the same time?
I would tell them, like, you have to really want it. Like, if you really want this, you have to really, really want it, and you have to really work, and you have to really, put 100% into it, because there's no slacking. There's no, you have to make sacrifices. And if you're not going to put your all into something, do something else. Like, choose something else that you are going to put your all into it. Don't have to ask anything. If you're going to do it, then do it. If you're not going to do it, then, just leave it alone.
All right, and let's fast forward 10 years from now. Different people measure, success. What would be successful for you, say, 10 years from now, just hypothetically?
10 years from now? 10 years from now.
Or even 5?
Would be, I would be at a mental and physical comfort, my mom, my daughter, my family, everyone's good. Nobody has to worry. We live in a time now where people you know, they're worried or not if they're going to be able to make, you know, make rent or make the electric bill or make the